Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Antonia Carvalho Mendes with my registration number 19130046. In this video, I will present about curriculum development from 1947 until now, and then also curriculum and syllabus models in Indonesian, as well as curriculum and syllabus components in Indonesian and other countries. In the first is early curriculum from 1947, Rencana Pembelajaran. This is the first curriculum after independence. Although it was called the 1947 lesson plan, at the time its curriculum was better known as a lear plan or lesson plan. This curriculum was full of political content that wanted to immediately eliminate the influence of the Dutch in Indonesian education. Because Dutch education was considered to be full of colonialist interested, the 1947 lesson plan was prepared by applying the principle of Pancasila. Although it was formed in 1947, the political situation that occasionally warmed up due to the Revolutionary War made this curriculum only implemented in 1950. Therefore, the 1947 lesson plan is also known as the 1915 curriculum. The curriculum, which was born from the spirit of independence revolution, only contains two main things, namely a list of subject and teaching hours, as well as teaching outlines. The 1947 lesson plan prioritizes character education, stat and community awareness, rather than cognitive education. Therefore, the content of the lesson is always related to daily events, knowledge of the earth, and physical education. At the public school (ESR) level, there are 16 subjects, namely religion education, Indonesian language, manners, arithmetic, natural science, life science, earth science, history, drawing, writing, sound arts, handwork, female work, motion body, cleanliness, and health, and local language. The next is curriculum in 1952, Indonesian Experience Curriculum Improvement Rencana Pembelajaran Terurai. This curriculum was born with the aim of further detailing its subject from the previous curriculum. The word unravel indicates an emphasis on the details of the subject. The outline lesson 1952 had a fairly clear course syllabus and arranged for a teacher to teach a single subject. It is hoped that the teacher has specialization so that students can explore knowledge more deeply. When this curriculum is implemented, the community class is also presented. This is a special school for 6 year SR graduates who do not continue to junior high school SMP. The community class taught skills that were much needed in the world of work, for example, carpentry, agriculture, and fishing. The state realized that the economic condition at the time made many SR graduates unable to continue their education to a higher level because of the financial difficulties. The next curriculum is 1964 Educational Plan Rencana Pendidikan. Towards the end of President Sukarno reign, the state rolled out the 1964 Education Plan or 1964 curriculum. The focus of this curriculum was the development of creativity, taste, initiative, work, and morals Pancawardana. Subjects are grouped into 5 fields of study, namely moral, intelligence, emotional or artistic, skills, and physicals. At the basic educational level, the emphasis is more on knowledge and practical functional activities. The 1964 education plan was abolished by the New Order and replaced by the political 1968 curriculum. The goal is to form a true Pancasila man with a theoretical content of subject matter. The next is the 1968 curriculum. The 1968 curriculum was the first curriculum established by the New Order government in education policy in Indonesia. The 1968 curriculum was designed to replace the 1964 education plan established by the old order. In the 1968 curriculum, national education is aimed at forming people with the Pancasila ideology who are physically and spiritually healthy and have intelligence and skill. In addition, the 1968 curriculum is also intended to improve the morals, character, and religious belief of students. The education level that is prioritized in the 1968 curriculum is elementary school. In the 1968 curriculum, subjects were grouped into 3 coaching groups. First, the Pancasila Development Group, which includes religious education, citizenship education, Indonesian language education, regional language education, and sport education. Second, the group for developing basic knowledge in the form of numeracy, natural science, art education, and family welfare education. While the third group is related to the development of special skills, namely vocational agraria, vocational engineering, and vocational management. Agrarian vocational groups are further divided into agricultural, animal husbandry, and fisheries vocational groups. Engineering vocational is divided into vocational in the field of handwork and workshop. Meanwhile, management vocational training is divided into cooperative and savings vocational fields. The 1968 curriculum focused on theoretical learning and did not develop effective and psychomotor aspect of students. The purpose of education is more direct to the development of knowledge. Okay, the next curriculum is 1975 curriculum. 1975 curriculum, the curriculum emphasized the purpose of education to be more efficient and effective. The teaching methods, material and objective, are presented in the instruction system development, procedure or instructional system development, procedure or PPSE in details such as a lesson plan. Each unit should present general instruction, specific instructional objective or special instructional objective or ECT, subject matter, media, teaching and learning activities, and evaluation. The application of this curriculum has received many criticisms. He relieved that the teachers seemed busy preparing what had to be achieved in the teaching and learning process. Okay, the next curriculum is 1984 curriculum. The 1984 curriculum was heavily influenced by the humanistic school, which views students as individuals who can and are willing to actively seek, explore, and research their environment. In this curriculum, the position of student is placed as a subject of study, from observing something, grouping, to discuss, and to report. This model is called student activity learning, or CBSNA, or student activity learning, CAL. An important figure behind the birth of the 1984 curriculum is Professor Dr. Koni R. Semiawan, head of the Curriculum Center of the Ministry of National Education for the period in 1980 to 1986, who was also the Chancellor of IKIP Jakarta, State University of Jakarta. The CB is a concept which is theoretically good and has good result in the test schools, experience many definition and reduction when applied nationally. The CBSA approach focus on student activity, which is the core of learning activity, which are manifested in various forms of activities such as listening, discussion, and also on the packaging of teaching materials is based on the depth and breadth of the subject matters according to the level of education. Instills understanding first before being given training. Their material is presented based on the level of readiness or maturity of students through a concrete, semi-concrete, semi-abstract, and abstract approach using an inductive approach. Okay, in the next curriculum is Curriculum 1994. The 1994 curriculum, also known as KI 94, is an operational education curriculum compiled by and implemented in each education unit in Indonesia, which has been used since the 1994 or 95 school year to 2003 or 4. The 1994 curriculum was created as a refinement of the 1984 curriculum and implemented in accordance with Law Number 2 of 1989 concerning the national education system. This has an impact on the lesson times division system, namely by changing from a semester system to a quarterly system. With a quarterly system, which is divided in 1 year into 3 stages, it is expected to provide opportunity for students to be able to receive quite a lot of subject matters. Okay, the next is Competence-Based Curriculum KBK 2004. In 2004, the curriculum in Indonesia was again changed to KBK as a substitute for the 1994 curriculum. The curriculum focused on competence of 3 main elements, namely the selection of competencies according to specifications, evaluation indicators to determine the success of competency, achievement, and the development of learning for students and teaching staff. With this curriculum, schools are given the authority to compile and develop curriculum components according to schools' conditions and needs of students from material based to competency. KBK has characteristics that emphasize the achievement of student competencies both individually and classically oriented to learning outcomes and diversity. Then learning activities use a varied method approach. In this curriculum, students are expected to look for other learning resources that fulfill educational elements and are not too fixated on the teachers as a learning resource. In the 2004 curriculum, the government again changed the name of SLTP to SMP and SMA back to SMA. The next is School-Based Curriculum or KTSP 2006. The curriculum has been implemented since the enactment of Law Number 20 of 2003 concerning the national education system, which was later described in Government Regulation Number 10 of 2003. Also, the curriculum is almost the same as the 2004 KBK. The principle of its preparation used the concept of decentralization in the education system. The government only sets competency standard and basic competencies. Then teachers are asked to develop a syllabus and assessment according to the conditions of school and students in their respective regions. Okay, the next curriculum is 2013 curriculum or K13. The 2013 curriculum or K13 is implemented by the government to replace the 2006 curriculum or KTSP. In the 2013 or 2014 academic years, the B precise around mid-2013. The 2013 curriculum was applied to a limited number of pioneer schools, namely in grades 1 and 4 for elementary school level, class 5 for junior high school, and 6 for high school vocation school level. Meanwhile, in 2014, the 2013 curriculum has been implemented in class 1, 2, 4, and 5, while for middle school class 7 and 8 and SMA class 10 and 12, the number of schools that become pioneering schools was 6,026 schools spread across all provinces in Indonesia. The 2013 curriculum has 4 aspects of assessment, namely aspect of knowledge, aspect of skills, aspect of attitudes, and behavior. In the 2013 curriculum, especially in learning materials, there are materials that are streamlined and materials that are adapted. However, the implementation of K13 was stopped by the Minister of Education and Culture Anies Baswedan through Ministerial Regulation Number 60 2014, date December 11, 2014. As a result, the curriculum use was returned to the KTSP except for primary and secondary education units, which had implemented it for 3 semester early childhood education unit and special education unit. The suspension is temporary at the least until the 2019 to 2020 school year. Okay, in the next material, we are talking about the model of curriculum and syllabus. In the first is model of curriculum. Curriculum development is related to the curriculum model. It has developed. Three are at least four curriculum models that are widely referred to in curriculum development, namely the academic, humanistic, social reconstruction, and competency subject curriculum models. Sukmandinata, 2019. Each model is in line with the underlying theory, starting from different assumptions or basic belief, giving rise to different views about the position and role of educators, students, content, and educational process. The four curriculum models have different theoretical reference or educational concepts. Academic subjects curriculum refers to classical education, namely perennialism and essentialism. Humanistic curriculum refers to personal education, social reconstruction. Curriculum refers to international education, and competency curriculum refers to educational technology. Next material, model of syllabus. A syllabus is a learning plan for a particular subject and or group of subject or themes that includes competency standards, basic competencies, subject or learning materials, learning activities indicators, assessment time, allocation, and learning research material or tools. Okay guys, in the next material we are talking of comparison of Indonesian curriculum and syllabus models with other countries. Comparison of Korean curricular, Malaysian, and Japanese. Education in our country is very concerning when compared to other countries such as South Korea, Singapore, Japan, Taiwan, India, China, and Malaysia or other countries that have experienced very rapid progress in the field of education. On the one hand, how the world of education in Indonesia is currently plagued with big problems, while on the other hand, the challenge of entering the third millennium cannot be taken lightly. Meanwhile, the challenge faced in order to stay alive. Entering the third millennium are the need to strive for, in the first, education that is responsive to the situation of global competition and cooperative, and two, education that from a person who is able to learn for life, and three, education that realizes and strive for the importance of value education. With the current government condition that still has to bear the burden of such a heavy crisis, it seems inappropriate if we wait for policies from the central government to improve the condition of our education, so that all parties who are responsible for the condition and education system in our country should also think about how education in Indonesia can progress like other countries. Every nation has an education system. With this education system, a national inherits all the experience, knowledge, skill, and attitudes, religion, and special character traits it has in a certain who to future generation, so that they can pass it on as well as possible. Through the education system, a nation can maintain noble values as well as their advantage from generation to generation. The next is curriculum in Korea Selatan. South Korea, which was founded in 1948, is located on a peninsula in mainland Asia, with the eastern boundaries bordering the Pacific Ocean in the south, by the Japan Strait, in the west by a military demarcation, latitude 380, that separates South Korea and Korea North. The population of South Korea is approximately 47 million people, with an average population growth rate of 1.7% years, with homogeneous population condition, ethnic Koreans with a literacy rate of 19%, World Almanac 2000. The South Korean government system is centralized. With this centralized system, government policies, including in the field of education, can be carried out without having to get approval from regional legislative bodies, as is the case with a decentralized system of government. The education curriculum reform in Korea, implemented since the 1970s by coordinating technical learning in the classroom and the use of technology, while that is carried out by teachers, includes 5 steps, namely 1. Teaching planning, 2. Student diagnosis, and 3. Guiding students to learn with various programs, 4. Test and assess learning outcomes. There is not entry screen at secondary school. This is due to the policy of special regional mayors or provincial governors to secondary school in their area. Okay, the next is curriculum in Malaysia. The education system in Malaysia is managed by the Malaysian Ministry of Education. Malaysia education can be obtained from government, dependent schools, private schools, or individually. The education system is focused mainly on lower and secondary schools. The state government has no power over the curriculum and other aspects of lower and secondary school education, instead being determined by the ministry. In the era of the 70s to 80s, the state of education in Indonesia was still above Malaysia. Malaysia come to study in Indonesia. Even some teachers from Indonesia are seconded to teach in Malaysia. Now, education in Malaysia is among the best in the world. But Indonesia seems to be walking in place. In addition, now the cost of education has begun to be beyond the reach of most people in Indonesia. In the preparation of the Malaysian curriculum, it contains many learnings materials regarding environmental health, such as water, air, food pollution, and apart from that, is also material on body health or material on infectious diseases that may infect humans with all the ways in which they are spread. The presentation of material is more analogous to real examples or past historical events, the French and Indian Wars, the history of the Egyptian Empire, or important events is New Mexico. Also analogies with examples that are easily understood by students, so that subject matter is applicable, so it can be concluded that there are similarities in the implementation of the curriculum with the Indonesian curriculum in 1947, 1960-14, and 1960-18. This is because Malaysia has studied in Indonesia study in Indonesian using curriculum and is still consistently applied today. Many of the media used to support learning use internet facilities such as online games, websites, and blogs that contain learning module or materials. Students are informed of the address of the sites and just open them while studying. In addition, a PowerPoint presentation facility is also used, which can optimize the delivery of material, especially those that demand image viewing. This curriculum also emphasizes the learning process, which prioritizes practice rather than just theoretical explanations. The facilities above allow students to get maximum learning outcomes. So it is appropriate if Malaysia at this time the development of education is progressing rapidly. Okay, in the last material is curriculum in Japanese. Not only in Indonesian, there are many pros and cons regarding the education curriculum. In Japan, the curriculum is carried out up-down, not bottom-up. Therefore, many cannot be implemented in schools optimally, and in the end, get strong protests from teachers. Japan treats learning activities outside regularly. The visit hospital place an horticultural land or plantation to learn to pick tea, orange, and dig tubers, and even learn to grow rice in the fields. At other times, students are taught in groups how to ride a train, then to practice independence. Besides that, interview with various sources are then used as material for presentation in front of the class. In addition, it can be said that the education system in Japan has similarities to the education system in our country, where the level of education goes through 4 stages in general, namely 6, 3, 3, 4, meaning that students have to go through 6 years for the elementary education stage, 3 years for middle school, first 3 years of high school, and 4 years of college. This is because our country is a Japanese colony, so that part of the Japanese education system is still implemented in our country, with slight change where your country focus more on logic lessons and the assessment of final semester result as a determinant of student graduation, while in Japan it is more focused on developing personality traits in relation to everyday life, and assessment is determined by the teacher or classroom lecture by looking at the daily students' learning performance as a determinant of graduation.